Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Political Job Interview, where I interview candidates running for election. I'm Vincenzo Calla, the host, and today I take on the role as the boss, giving a job interview to today's candidate, Hussein Mahmoud. Hussein is running for election for Ottawa City Council as a candidate for Ward 10, Gloucester-Southgate. Thank you, Hussein, for your time, and thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Vincenzo. It's a pleasure and look forward to chatting with you.
It's great to have you, and without further ado, let's get this job interview started. As with any good job interview, I'm going to start off with an opportunity to learn more about Hussein. So the first question is, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your story?
Yeah, no, for sure. My name's Hussein Mahmoud, and I'm running to be the next councillor of Gloucester-Southgate. I think my story is like many others. I was born and raised in Ottawa South. I'm married to my wife Fatima. We have two young children. I have a 3.5-year-old daughter named Jenna and a soon-to-be 1-year-old named Ali. So it's a busy time. I'm the son of immigrant entrepreneurs. My parents immigrated to Canada, to Ottawa in 1972 rather, from Lebanon. And my dad came to Canada for a better future and basically got put into a restaurant right away. And that's kind of what the line of business was. So my parents owned a restaurant pretty much from the 70s all up until early 2000s. So they owned a restaurant called Gina's Cafe, which is named after my mom, which was on Bank and Catherine. And I really all my family is entrepreneurs, right? And I have an older brother named Ali, and we spent our time playing sports as youth and working on my parents understand or appreciate why my father used to bring us there, and we realized that he could have easily hired someone, but was more to build a foundation. So that's kind of where my love and appreciation started for business owners. So real quick, without rambling on, me and my brother loved sports growing up. We played sports every day. That's all we did. We played basketball, soccer, football, baseball, you name it. Anything we watched on TV, we would play. We had a big family. My dad has 7 brothers and 1 sister. My mom has 4 sisters and 2 brothers, and they all live in Ottawa. So we had big families, and family was a big part of our life. So we played a lot of sports. Real quick, I went to St. Pat's High School. My brother did as well. So we were both decorated athletes. And then I went on to graduate from the University of Ottawa with a political science degree. And my brother actually played professional basketball for 18 years and was on the Lebanese national team. So that's a little bit about myself.
So, why have you decided to run for council? That's your story, and what made you decide now's the time, and even why councillor? Why now?
Yeah, no, for sure. Why am I running for city council? I'm essentially running to make our community safer, keep taxes low, and to be the advocate and voice for our community. The city of Ottawa is at a pivotal moment right now, and Gloucester Southgate is no exception. There's a lot of change going on. As you know, we're going to have a new mayor. We're going to have a lot of new city councilors. For myself, as I mentioned, my parents are entrepreneurs. For the last 10 years, I've worked with business owners, so small and medium businesses across Ottawa and the ward. I helped them. Primarily, I work for a financial institution for a bank, and I'm a business planning consultant. The pandemic really brought a new perspective to things. We spent a lot of time reaching out to our business owners, finding out what are some of the issues that they're going through during the pandemic, how we can help them out, staying up to date with what different government relief programs, and it really built an appreciation. My parents were always one to teach us to give back. I'm a volunteer with a not-for-profit group in the ward, actually, which looks to integrate youth into society. I'm heading the sports department, so I do a lot of youth sports tournaments. I've coached junior boys basketball. So I've always had a passion to give back, and I think this was a great opportunity for myself with my experience and my integrity to really lead this community.
So let's take a bit of time now to talk about the job and what you're bringing to it. So I wanted to ask you, what experience do you bring to the job as counselor?
Yeah, so as mentioned before, I've worked in the small medium business side of things for over 10 years now. So really working with business owners. I've worked with a chartered bank now for over 6 years, all in business banking, commercial banking. So I have a real keen understanding of financials, what drives business owners. Although the habits and characteristics are always the same. You always have people who take risks, who work hard, who are looking for a better future for the family. The stories are always different. So I love connecting with people. I love the human interaction of things. I love having conversations like this to really understand what drives people and how to connect, right? And there's always amazing stories. So that's a little bit about my experience, and how can these are all experiences and characteristics that are transferable, right? And being a successful city councilor, in my view, is being a city councilor, you can't always make the decisions that's going to please everyone, but it's being accessible. It's being there. For a lot of us right now on the campaign trail, we're knocking on doors. And my view is that shouldn't end at the campaign when the election is over. We should continue to knock on doors and continue to consult with our ward and our constituents, because that's what a good counselor is going to do, is to basically raise the voices and concerns of his residents at his or her residents at City Council.
So I wanted to ask you now, there's a number of candidates, as with many wards, there's a number of candidates running in your ward. And I wanted to ask you, what sets you apart from all of them? What sets you apart from the other candidates?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I would be humbled and honored to receive the vote on October 24th of any resident. I think the first and foremost, what I want to stress is the importance of getting out to vote. I think we definitely need to educate our the residents of Ottawa the importance of municipal politics, how it affects us on a day-to-day basis. So I encourage everyone to get out and vote. Whether you're voting for me or not, or you live in a different ward, definitely get out and use your voice, because that's the only way you're going to be heard, is to vote. What sets me apart is I'm someone with the experience, as I touched on, someone with the experience that's transferable. I've been dedicated to this community and really focused on helping our youth. I'm someone who really believes in building a safer community as being proactive. There's no magic switch that's going to shut off crime, but our ward is a ward that's been affected by a lot of crime. And I think the only way, or the best way to go about it, is to invest in our youth, provide programs, give mentorship where we can bridge the gap, break the barriers, and really that can give them the tools to succeed in life, right? So that's why I think I would be the best fit candidate. I wish everyone in the race best of luck, but I'm looking forward to October 24th, the election day.
Part of serving as an elected official is serving the people who elect you. So here's a few questions about how Hussein wants to serve the people. His first question is, what is something that the people you would like to serve, the people of Gloucester-Southgate, need that you want to get done if elected?
Yeah, so I touched on it in my last point. When I'm knocking on doors, one of the main concerns that I hear is we want a safer community, right? There's a stat that's a survey that's done by the Ottawa Police that shows only 46% of residents of Gloucester-Southgate feel safe walking at night, whereas the city average is 73%. So it's a staggering stat. We need to be able to provide a safe community for people. We need to be able to live, play, work, and not have any fears or whatnot. We also, what the people want is a council that's accessible. We've had leadership for the last 28 years with Diane Deans, and she's announced her retirement. So this creates a unique opportunity to have a fresh voice and perspective at City Hall. I'm someone who believes in human interaction. I'm someone who is an advocate and a firm believer of, bringing the right people to the table. And the right people at the table in this case would be speaking to the residents. So having, consultations with them, continuing to knock on doors, being accessible, having a community office where they can come and share their thoughts and ideas. That's what I think, I believe the ward needs. And also we need a councillor who not only can make decisions for the ward, but also for Ottawa as a whole. Ottawa is a very diverse city, very big and vast. We have all the way from Manotick and Metcalfe, all the way to downtown, to Canada, to Orleans, to Gloucester-Southgate. So it's a very diverse city that has many different needs. So we need to make sure that we have a city view as well. But I think at the end of the day, it's just about being, having a counselor that is accessible, that has the experience, and that has integrity, right? And to make the tough decisions that might not be able to please everyone, but making sure that everyone's voice is heard, for sure.
Definitely. And finally, I want to go into the next question now, which is, what is one accomplishment that you have achieved that demonstrates why you'll be a good elected official if the people choose you?
Yeah, no, I want to, in a perfect world, say that I'm the best husband there is and the best father. But no, I think an achievement that I'm proud of is the work that I've done with youth. I touched on that. I'm a volunteer executive with a organization called ARC, and what I do is the sports. I talked about the importance of sports in my life and what it's played in my life, and the characteristics and the skills that it has given me, right? When you're younger, you just want to play sports, but you don't understand the teamwork aspect of it, holding people accountable and being accountable for yourself. So I'm very, very proud of the achievements that I've done with ARC and setting up youth sports tournaments. I did a podcast similar to yourself. So I did a podcast where I brought about 10 10 people onto it. So they range from professional athletes to accountants. We had a justice of the peace of the Ontario court. We had an acclaimed dancer, and it was all about touching, providing a blueprint to the youth that how they use sports to advance in their careers, right? So that's something that I'm proud of and want to continue to do. And finally, not only myself, but everyone that's put their name on the ballot. It's something that's very honorable. We need more people to do that. It's a very public matter. You know what I mean? We're talking about a job interview right now, but when you go for a job interview and you don't get the job, no one usually knows, right? But this is a very public matter when you're up for election and the results are so public. So this is an accomplishment itself, and I thank everyone, even the people against me in this race. I wish them the best, and it's an honorable thing because we need more people from all different. Like I talked about earlier, Ottawa is a very diverse city. We need to have diverse candidates. We need to have as many people as possible that are qualified to run and to give people option to lead the city.
So thank you, Hussein, for joining me. It was so great having you, and I'm sure the viewers have enjoyed hearing what you have to offer to them and hearing our conversation today. So, as we mentioned earlier, Election Day is on the 24th of October, and if you liked hearing what Hussein Mahmoud had to say and live in Ward 10, Gloucester-Southgate, you have the opportunity to vote for him on Election Day. Check with your local election officials for more details. To stay updated, make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at VCProtections25. Check out my website, VincenzoCalla.com. Make sure to like, subscribe, and choose to get notifications here on YouTube. The political job interview is a VCalla production. So until the next video, I'm Vincenzo Calla, signing out.